大家好. Hello everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Beautiful Chinese. The beauty of this channel is that we're both learning together. This is our video on numbers. So we're going over numbers 1 through 10, and I will show you 100. I got it on the board here. The top's going to be Chinese. We're always going to do this. Chinese first, English. If there are multiple lines, the English will be under the Chinese. And what do we have here at the bottom? We have a new phrase. This is a phrase. It's something that's commonly said. So this one is, I'm hoping that once we get down the road, you guys can come back to this video and translate this in, once we learn how to recognize Chinese characters. So we're going to start with this board, then we're going to go to my small board, and I'm going to come closer and show you how to draw the characters. Alright, so obviously we're doing numbers so we can understand. We're going to go in number order. That's easy enough, right? So this one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, that's a sloppy 8 right there, I tell you. And 100. Okay. So let's go over the stroke orders. Let's go over these numbers one by one. I will also need my eraser so that I can erase every one of them. So I think I'm going to keep this up here so we know what we're going over. It's just a reminder. Left to right, top to bottom. However, I have found a few exceptions to that rule. I would say 95% of the time, you're always going to go left to right, you're always going to go from the top, you're always going to go down. Alright, I say always, and I mean almost every time. So let's start with 1, of course. So let's basically say that this whole square size, we're going to use that. And since we're going to use it that way, we'll go ahead and get rid of that. Because I'm going to make these big. The reason why I came up here closer is so that you can see. It's kind of hard to see the strokes from afar. So we're going to be up closer so you guys can see how they work, how it works. So the number 1. 1 horizontal line, left to right. Alright, that's fair enough, that's simple enough, that's easy enough. It's not hard. For now, we're starting off easy, okay? We're not gonna go very, it's not gonna be so difficult. I have a couple of these. I think one has 6 strokes. That's it. I think number 100 has 6 strokes. A couple of them have 5 strokes. Everything else is about 2 or 3 strokes. So the number 2. The top one is smaller than the bottom. They're both horizontal lines, left to right, but the bottom one is longer than the top one. The top one is smaller or shorter. Alright, that's 2. 3, okay, the top one is the medium-sized one. The middle one is the short one. The bottom one is the long one. Now this is usually the case for all the characters. The bottom one is going to be the longest character. There are a few exceptions also to that rule. But almost every single time you're going to find that the bottom one is the longest character. The longest stroke of the character. Number 4. This one kind of has a slight angle to it, although it depends on the font. It might look like a square, okay? But it has a slight angle. If there's any angle, it's going to be the first one on the left. And you start from the top, you go down. The second one has 2 lines. One stroke, you don't lift your finger, you don't lift the pen or the marker. So you start on the top, you go right, and then down. And this is going to be a little bit lower. The second stroke is going to end a little bit lower than the first stroke. That's from what I've been shown, my Chinese teachers, my Chinese friends, this is how they draw it. And then, so that's stroke 1, stroke 2, stroke 3, stroke 4, stroke 5, and it starts a little bit above the line, the bottom of the line, straight line, and it hooks down to line up with the bottom of the second stroke. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, 5 strokes. That's the number 4. All right. Oh, and I've dropped my eraser. Great. Hang on one moment. Okay, I'm back. Number 5. Here we go. The top one is the medium size. It's the medium size one. So the top one, straight horizontal line, and then this one goes down. It's a slight angle. That's stroke 2. All right. Stroke 3 is the small horizontal line, and then just before that, of course, you want it to be a little shorter. You don't want it to be even with the top. And then you go at an angle. Okay, so this one I messed up. You're not supposed to lift your pen on this one also. So this stroke 3, you keep the pen on the paper, on the board, or wherever. And this is going to be at a slight angle as well. It should be about this. It should be the same angle. I can't quite see that. Yeah, I made a bigger angle. It's supposed to be even with this first one that you just drew, that angle that you just drew there. And then the last one is the big long stroke at the bottom. So 1, 2, 3, 4 strokes. It's number 5. That's number 5, by the way. Okay, number 6. There's a dot. It starts from the top, goes to the right at an angle. That's the longest stroke. It's in the middle, but that's the only one that's like that. All the other ones are angles. So left to right. So I started on the left side. It's at the bottom, but I started at the left side, and I drew that one, and then I drew the one on the right side. So this is number 6. 1, 2, 3, 4 strokes. Okay. 7. This one is not straight. There is a slight angle up. Okay. So you start down on the left, you go to the right, and it's not exactly horizontal. And in the middle, you start in the middle, above that line, and you kind of looks like a hook, right? So it starts straight, and then underneath it hooks. That's only 2 strokes. That's the number 7, and I think it's gonna end up a little bit. I think it's gonna match. It's gonna be basically in line with lengthwise. This to the left and to the right, they're gonna be equal. So that's number 7. Okay. Number 8. This is real easy. 2 strokes. This is 2 strokes. Well, it starts on the left side, and then on the right side. And so this should be even with each other, about more or less. I mean, when you look at the fonts, you know, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's not going to look pretty when you first start writing. I know that full well from when I first started writing my own characters. Over time, they improve. Now, maybe you don't necessarily learn the writing part. It's okay. I'm just going to show you. I still want to show you the stroke order, so you can see how the characters, why they, the way they look, and you can figure out. Okay, I learned that you start on the left and you draw the right. You can't just randomly draw lines anywhere you want. So it's just the way it's done, and it kind of helps you see how characters fit, how they work. Okay, 8, 1, 2, 2 strokes. Number 9. This is kind of starts straight and it hooks down. And then this one is a little bit higher than the middle, kind of goes up a little bit, and it hooks again. So 2 strokes. 1, 2. This is the number 9. Okay. 10. This is probably, other than 1 and 2 and 3, this is very easy for 2 strokes for the number 10. Left to right. So we're going to start with this stroke, and then we're going to end in this stroke. What do I mean? Left to right, top to bottom. Looks like a plus sign. Now, I might not be able to explain why it looks like a plus sign, or why some characters look the way they look. But some of them, let's put it this way, we're learning simplified. I'm teaching you simplified Chinese characters. There is a difference between simplified and traditional. From what I've seen, the few traditional characters I've seen compared to the simplified version, the simplified version loses a lot of its meaning. There's a lot more meaning to a traditional character, and maybe I'll have that down there in one of the examples. I'll let you know if it's the same character. You could see. I'll put an equal sign there just to let you know that this is the traditional character on the left side. That one is the simplified version. That's not the case here. This is simplified, and it's a phrase. I'm just letting you know. Maybe in the future, so you can see the difference between the traditional and a simplified character, I might just write it on the bottom. And if I do, I probably will tell you what they mean. I'll tell you what that one. I won't say, hey, guess what this character is. Tell me what it is in the comments. No, we won't do that in that case. In that example. This example, yes. Hopefully you guys can tell me what this is in the future after we've studied. 10, left to right, top to bottom. Number 10. 100. This one has the line at the top. That's the longest. That's the longest line, okay? And then there's a line that is kind of like it's not exactly a dot. It's just not very big. And then, so you're going down. So left to right, and then a down, hooking to the left. Now you got this, starts on the left. Anytime you make a box or a square or something like that, you always start on the left. Sorry. And then you go, again, just like the other character, just like the 4. 1 stroke, 1 stroke. So you don't lift your pen when you do that one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the middle. 6 strokes. That's 100. Top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. This is 100. Okay. Now, why did I say that you could go from 1 to 100? And I also said that it's repetitive. Well, now that we've studied 1 to 1 through 10 and 100, I'm going to show you the way that Chinese numbers repeat themselves. So let's just go with a number, 26. All right, so the 10 is considered, if you have 1,000, 5,162, whatever. The 10 is the digit. It's kind of like 0.1. You know, the decimal that's there. Anything bigger, that's 1 to 9, okay? Smaller, quarters, dimes, and stuff like that. But this is, the dot's going to be on this side. But don't worry about the dot. We know these are whole numbers. These are all whole numbers. So 2, that's 2. Because this is 20, this is 10, 2 tens. 2, 10, 6, 26. 2, 10. So now that you have 2 and 10 together, that's 20. And then you have 6. So that makes the 10th digit. You know, it's the tens. 74. Another one. Just give you another one. What's 7? 7. 10. Again, you got the 10 because that's the 10th digit. 4. 7, 10, 4. 74. How about that? See, now you can go from 1 all the way to 100. You can recognize the Chinese characters starting from 1 all the way up to 100 because they repeat themselves. The 10 is the 10th digit. There you go. 82. So 8. So 82 will be 8, 10, 2 in that order. 8, 10, 2. 44. 4, 10, 4. That's it. It's repetitive. Okay, guys. Tell me what you think. If there's a little discrepancy in my explanation, that's fine. Let me know. Put it in the comments. And hopefully here in the next couple of lessons, someone will be able to translate that. Well, of course we have to go over the characters first. Right, yes. We'll go over the characters, and however long that might be 10 videos, might be 20 videos, I don't know, we'll find out. But I'm starting with common phrases. The first one, I don't know, I'm not going to say anything about the first video in my introduction. I'm not going to tell you what but it's a phrase. This one is also a phrase. This is a very common phrase, all right? I'm sure people probably hear it every day. So, anyway, if you liked this video, great. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you're interested in learning more. If you're interested in being able to translate Chinese into English. And I don't know, this might work. This might work in like if a Chinese person's English is not so good and they want to improve their English, they already know the Chinese characters, but maybe this will help them learn English. Hey, if it works both ways, that's great. And I'll let you in on a little secret. If you are Chinese and you want to use this to improve your English, hey, that's great. I want you to know I'm not going to try to use any harsh accent. I'm going to try to speak like a standardized, a common, just a plain. I'm going to have as little accent as possible so that it's easier for you guys to understand what I'm saying. Now this might be a reason why, if you really want to if you really want to learn how to translate Chinese into English and you're watching me, maybe you're American, maybe you don't understand what a Chinese person is saying. Maybe their accent's just too thick for you. So if that's the case, then I want to help you out. I don't really have any harsh accent. I've tutored online so long that I want to have as clear of a voice, clear of a sound, so you can hear me good and well and without difficulty. So if you really want to learn Chinese and you find it easier to learn from someone who actually speaks English as their native tongue, as their first language, great. Stick around, subscribe, come back again. We're in my next video. I don't know, we'll just have to find out. But I hope you enjoyed the numbers 1 through 10 and 100, and that way, and from 10 you can go all the way up to 100, recognizing the characters. So hit the like button, subscribe, hit the bell, comment below, tell me if you think I should do something with my background, if it's a little too plain, a little too boring, if there's something that I need to change, if I missed something, please let me know. Alright, see you guys later. 再见.